Friday night glory here at Standard Stadium with Coach Terry Smith. Coach, a big win over Pinkston tonight at home. You finish off the 2016 regular season with a big 73-0 victory. What does that mean for the rest of your season? I know this was a blowout, but how does this one victory define your season, or does it at all?
Honestly, it doesn't. I mean, they do a great job over there, but this was just game 10. I told the kids the other day that our season is officially over when this game is done, and now the new one starts. And so it really didn't, whether we won or lost really didn't affect our playoff seeding and that sort of thing. So we're just really looking forward to next week. And I'm really proud of our kids. They handled a lot of stuff tonight. They handled it really well. Sometimes when you get a big lead, you kind of lose focus and stuff, and our kids did a really good job of staying in the game and staying in the moment. I was really proud of that. Sometimes you run out for PATs and stuff, and your kids aren't paying attention, but we didn't have any of that. Our kids really did a good job, so I was really proud of that. But I'm just excited about next week. I think it's going to be a real test.
Coach, you mentioned that your season basically restarts after Week 10, heading into the postseason. Does that change anything to your approach to the upcoming game next week?
I guess the only thing that really changes is that it's one and done. I mean, if you don't win, you get to go home and you're done for the season. And so just a little more urgency, a bigger sense of urgency with our kids, obviously. I think that they understand that, and we're probably going to be a little more urgent in practice. But for the most part, I mean, we're going to do what we do. Or at least I hope we are. We're planning to do what we do. There's not going to be any tricks or anything. They're a really good football team. We're playing Mineral Wells, and they're a really good football team. And I think that when we're doing the things that we're supposed to do, we can be a good football team too. I think it's going to be a really good test, and we just have to go have really good practices and show up in the right frame of mind and just do our job. I think if we do that, we'll be okay.
Well, Coach, I think throughout this season we've noticed that when you guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's a fun football game to watch. Can you just tell me, heading into what will be a competitive matchup next week, what adjustments can be made off of a 73-0 victory? Or throughout the entire season, if there should be adjustments to be made in this short amount of time against another playoff caliber team?
Right. I don't think it's about adjustments. Like I said, I think it's more about fine-tuning. It's about, taking the things that we work on every single day and just really focusing on doing them well. And I think if we do that, I think we'll be okay.
Well, Coach, I was speaking with Beverly in the booth about how this big win just might get into your head a little bit, and how you're finishing off a season on what seems like such a positive note, but realistically, the game was over after about 2 quarters. I mean, how do you guys take conceivably a shortened game at the end of your regular season and build off of that?
Well, think back to last week when Midlothian Heritage put it on us a little bit. That was a really long game for some of us. They did a really good job last week, and we didn't play well the second half. And so this week we really wanted to focus on execution, making sure we did the right thing. And I think tonight, more than anything else, that's what we wanted to see, is could we execute? Could we, make blocks? Could we make tackles? Could we make checks and adjustments and be in the right spot? And like I said, I think our kids did a really good job of that.
Well, Coach, you mentioned that you need probably 4 full good quarters of play to really succeed in the postseason. And seeing the depth of this team against Pinkston, against another district opponent, do you think that really helps you really push all 48 minutes of a game?
Well, we could definitely use some more depth. But, I think our kids have really bought into the fact that we try and keep a high rate of speed and a big tempo during practice, and we do a lot of running in practice, and I think our kids believe in it. I think they don't like it, but they sure I think they reap the benefits of it. I think they see when we come out and we've run that week and we've really done a good job putting in work. I think they see the benefits of it, and we just have to continue to do it. We don't have a bunch of kids. We got about 36 kids on varsity, and we don't have a ton of kids at all. So each kid is going to have to go both ways and going to have to play a whole bunch of snaps. I was telling somebody just a minute ago that, I'm really proud of Dio. Dio, I know he's a top recruit and all that kind of stuff, but, that kid plays about 120 snaps a game. He plays his tail off, and he's really become kind of a warrior, a kid that we can really depend on. And he's not the only one. Our linemen specifically play a lot of plays. We got kids that go both. Deshaun Douglas plays a lot, on both sides of the ball. shoot, Javon McKinnis plays a lot on both sides of the ball, or slot backs, all those outside backer type kids play a bunch. So I think once again it's just a matter of they have to buy, they have bought in, they believe that what we're doing is working, and there's no sense griping about being tired, man. We got one shot next week, and so they can suck it up and go play, or we get to go home, and we don't want to do that.
Well, Coach, I've asked all of your players this probably throughout the season, but after a big Thursday night win at the end of the season, what are you saying to your team in the locker room if you get a chance to on a Thursday night after a big win like this heading into the postseason?
We're not done. And that's what we tell them every single week is, hey, great, celebrate, enjoy it, or, go home and commiserate about it, whatever it happens to be with the losses. But, we're not done. This is just the next step in the journey. And like I said, one season's over. We've got a brand new season coming, and they better get ready for it. We're going to be ready for it, I assure you. I tell them all the time, we're going to be at work at 8:30 on Saturday morning. I can promise you, come hell or high water, we're going to be there. We're going to be ready for it. And, you're welcome to come on Saturdays with us, and we have a bunch of kids that come up and watch film with us and go over game film and things with us from the last week. And but just basically, we're going to be there. We're going to do our job. We expect you to show up Monday morning ready to work. And if we'll show up Monday morning ready to work with a great attitude, I think we have a really good shot to do some good things.
Well, I agree, Coach. I love watching Ranchview football this season. I love watching Ranchview football every year. It's just a pleasure to talk to you again. Congrats on the win. Congrats on the postseason appearance. Thank you so much for your time.